I want you to do something. I want you to take this box and put everything that there is inside of it. Don't think you can do it? It is a rather small box. Maybe a bigger box would help. There, a bigger box. Now take everything that there is and put it inside this box. Still can't do it? Well, it's a bigger box, but it really isn't all that big a box. Maybe an even bigger box would help. There we go. Biggest box I've got. Take everything that there is and put it inside this box. Still can't do it? Well, even though it's the biggest box I've got, it probably isn't the biggest box there is. But you know, it doesn't matter how big the box is, because regardless of how big the box is, the one thing you can't do is put the box itself inside the box. In other words, it doesn't matter how big the box is, because the box can't contain itself. Therefore, no box, regardless of how big it is, can hold everything. And that's the point. That's why I began this video with that wonderful line from Groucho Marx. Because it indicates something that in this country, certainly in this society, in modern society, modern Western society for sure, something that's not very well understood. What Groucho Marx did is demonstrate what is known as Gödel's incompleteness theorems. More to the point, in our daily lives, that means when we talk in broad generalizations, or talk in absolutes, we manage to contradict ourselves. What happens is we start covering areas that we don't intend to cover, and this leaves us open to questions which we then have to find ourselves defending, ultimately those which are in actuality indefensible. Let me give you an example. Which ball is bigger? You'll probably say, what ball? And you would be right. So let's try this. Which ball is bigger? Now you're probably saying, bigger than what? And that's my point. So let's try this. Which ball is bigger? Now, unless you're just into games, you're probably going to say the red ball is bigger. At least that's what I would say. But now, which ball is bigger? Here, unless again you want to play games, you would probably say the yellow ball is bigger. And that's how I would answer. But you just told me that the red ball was bigger. And that
is true. The red ball is bigger relative to the blue ball and smaller relative to the yellow ball. The yellow ball is bigger relative to both the red and the blue ball. In other words, the significance of the blue ball, the red ball, and the yellow ball are enhanced once we are able to make comparisons. And indeed, that's exactly what the theory of relativity pertains to. How do we know?
Because of a trick in semantics, in modern day mentality, we tend to associate the theory of relativity with moral relativity, even though, other than the fact that there is some common terminology, they really don't have anything to do with each other. You see, the theory of relativity explains, for instance, why, if we have enough uranium-238 in the same place at the same time, it goes bang. This is not even in the same universe as what Fritz Perls came up with. Fritz Perls probably being the exemplar of moral relativity. This is Fritz Perls' famous prayer. Actually, the word infamous would be better than famous. It says, "I do my thing and you do your thing. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you, and I am I, and if by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. If not, it can't be helped." Look at what is being said. First, the individual is an absolute. We exist of and for ourselves and for no other reason. Secondly, communion, relationships, insofar as they exist at all, are of a secondary and conditional consideration. In other words, we are important, and our relationships with other people are not important, or at least not as important. Is it any wonder why a society that takes this sort of thing so seriously is having trouble finding itself capable of functioning even on the most elementary level? It certainly isn't surprising to me. I think we may have found exactly what the problem is. What is not well known is that Kurt Gödel and Albert Einstein were very good friends. It could be said that their relationship was one of the most storied friendships of the 20th century. Einstein was fascinated by Gödel, and Gödel found some stability in Einstein's friendship. There's an unfortunate reality that when Einstein died in 1956, it basically precipitated Gödel's own death some 20 years later, in 1975. Gödel, for all his genius, was delusional and convinced that the people at Princeton were trying to kill him. He reached a point where he would not eat anything except what his wife cooked for him, and then she had to taste it in front of him. She had to be hospitalized in 1975 and was in the hospital for a month. When she came home after her release, she found Gödel wasted away at 68 pounds. She immediately took him to the hospital, but too little too late. In 2 weeks, the greatest logician since Aristotle would be dead. A failure in community. The world is not better off.